Although we didn't get any bands into the studio to record, we did get some multi tracks from one of the live sessions, which I have them mixed at home using studio techniques. Just like with live sound, the first thing you need to do is get them to play the loudest they're going to, which I think for the kick at least, is around here. This is what it sounds like completely raw. And I'm going to add an EQ, which is just going to boost the overall volume. It's not actually going to do anything other than that. It's not going to take any frequencies out. Then I'm going to apply a limiter. Just going to compress it a little bit. Then I'm going to add an EQ to actually take out all the low end that we don't want, because it's the kick in, and I'm going to boost the attack quite a lot. The kick out, again, it's just boost it using an EQ. The alternative to this is to actually just in FL Studio you can gain stage like this, boost the volume of an audio file like that. I chose to do it with an EQ instead. I chose to do it like this for all the drums, but then as you get down to the bass and the guitar and the vocal, I did it the other way. Then I've added a bit of compression onto it, and I've also added another EQ to actually boost the low end, boost the high end. So together, the kick sounds like this. Then for the snare, we have on the top, which is just an EQ to boost again. Called a fruity limiter, but it's a compressor. It's just going to compress the transients a little bit and EQ to keep the frequency we want there, while taking out the frequency we don't want. Also boost the moves in the high a bit more. And then on the snare bottom, get more of that sizzle. So again, just EQ boost, a bit of compression, and an EQ just take out the low end. So together they sound. Still hear the hi-hat in a bit. And the hi-hat itself. Again, EQ just a boost. You have to boost this a lot. And we have a bit of compression just so when it gets loud, nothing too much, and then you need to take all the low end out if you don't want. Boost it up again a little bit more, and also boost higher frequencies. I find that toms are the most difficult thing to mix, because you only really want the transient. So if you're just focusing on the high tom here, we've just got an EQ to boost it a little bit. The noise gate, the threshold has got high, so it's only get the transient through. And then again, EQ, even without EQ, it's just we want to boost that resonant frequency a little bit and take out some of the high end and mid tom. Again, just boost it a bit. And then an EQ, just take out that frequency I didn't like. Take up some of the high end and boost that resonant frequency again. And then with floor tom, pretty much exactly the same. Boost overall. Set the threshold quite high on the noise gate so that it just has the transient, and then EQ to take out the high end and boost that resonant frequency. Then if we go the overheads, what I've done in the channel is pan them to the left and right. Same with the toms, they're slightly panned, and the hi-hat as well. They are then routed through to this channel, which is the overheads together. So there's no processing on them individually, they get processed together. It's just an EQ, take out all the low end, boost the high end. Then these two lines here are parallel lines, so parallel crush group, so all the actual physical drum elements that aren't symbols, so the kick, snare, 3 toms, will all get sent to this group, which has a limiter on it, which if we mute the overheads and the hi-hats, that's without it, that's with it. Because then after I've compressed it with a short attack and a fairly short release, I've then added this EQ to boost everything below 150, take out 400, and to boost anything above 10k. And then here, just on the kicks, here I've added some distortion onto it, just a bit of overdrive. Just on this channel, that boosted the low slightly, taking up all this mid and left the transient. Without the EQ, it sounds like that. Just gonna clean it with it. And if we focus on the bass here, we have the DI and we have the bass mic, miking up the amp. On the bass DI channel, we just have a simple EQ to take out all the high end that we don't need, boost the fret noise a little bit, and leave the rest of them untouched. And then on the amp, it's no effects whatsoever, it's just completely raw. Same with the guitars are left completely raw because they already have pedals on them, so they already have the effects they need. On the vocal, I've worked with this band quite a few times and I know that they like their vocals drowned in reverb, so without any reverb or delay, it just sounds like this.
Just close your eyes.
But I've added quite a lot of compression, quite harsh compression onto this, because she goes from really loud here to really quiet here. So just control the dynamic range of added a lot of harsh compression onto it. Use this EQ to boost it up again afterwards. I've taken out all the low end that we don't need, taken out a lot the sibilance here, and taken out this frequency because I didn't like it. But then I've also boosted the high end up here, and then again just here a little bit at the end this time, just to boost the overall level a little bit. And then with the reverb, I'm sending the vocal through to the vocal reverb and the vocal delay, and then I'm automating how much I'm sending here, so that when she's speaking between songs, you can't hear the effect. Here you can see that this is all the way to the left. This means that the channels are very stereo-wise rather than running them in mono. But yeah, as I said, this band, I've worked with them a few times before. They like their vocals drowned in reverb.
Just close your eyes.
And then with the delay as well.
Just close your eyes.
Mix it, punch through the mix a bit more, also makes it just generally sound better. On the vocal delay, I have tempo sync switched off because this was recorded from a live set, multiple different songs. So instead of automating the tempo, I just decided to switch tempo sync off, find out what the BPM was of each song using a tempo tapper, and then convert the BPMs to milliseconds, and then automate here between each song. You can see difference in tempo. I then added a bit of EQ, just take out all the low end from that and a little bit of the high end. Here we have the reverb send levels, so when they're speaking at the start and in between songs, there's no reverb being sent. And then here with the delay as well. For the second song, the delay didn't fit very well, so I didn't add that much. For the vocal reverb, there's a little bit taken off the top end. All the low is taken out of the reverb. It's quite a big room size. Again, no dry, quite separated. About 3 seconds of decay and the wet 100% still. There is also kit reverb. You'll see on the hi-hat here we have this line coming across, which is just being sent to the kit reverb. Some of the overheads are being sent to this kit reverb, but the decay is not too much, about 2 seconds. We've got a bit of stereo separation, and the size, it's not the biggest room size, but it's more than default. Taking out barely any of that audible high end. I was taking out quite a lot of the low end, over 750 hertz. So then altogether with the effects as well, sounds like this.